Welcome everyone. In today's section, we will be discussing about time and work management for a successful academic research. Normally, each and every student during their academic life, for each and every degree, they do certain kind of research. And that research will be submitted to the department in the form of project report or dissertation or thesis. So it is a routine procedure. Now, when we analyze it in detail, we can understand the fact that in a normal case, without a proper time and work management, students or our young geographers often miss a good opportunity of proper utilization of academic research work. And the result is that at present, students are unable to have their specialized area or a good hands-on experience in research work, and that lead to disqualification or lack of qualification for applying any professional job. So this course is meant for all those young geographers who want to utilize their academic research opportunity in such a way that they can have proper time and work management, which will guide them to use their academic research work properly. So, when we talk about time and work management, we have to understand what time limit do a student have during his academic life, and within this time, how best he can utilize his academic research opportunity. So this is an introductory class which will give you a clear idea of how to utilize academic research opportunity in geographical research. Before starting with my lecture, I want to discuss a few facts which will be very helpful for your better understanding. See, considering any discipline, when we talk about the scope of a discipline, we have a general norm that we always consider the scope of a discipline in the form of its professional way. That means in what other way a disciplinary knowledge can be utilized to earn a job. But actually, the scope of discipline is not related to the profession. We must understand it very clear. So let us discuss about geography and its scope. So geography is, generally can be defined as study of earth, yes, and we as a geographer study about phenomena that occurs in or on and around the earth, and we study about the phenomena and its variable under concern. This is a short way of understanding what is geography, what do geographers do, and how the studies are carried out. So the geographer is mainly concerned with physical, cultural, and physio-cultural relationship of phenomena found on Earth. That's the simplest definition that a geographer can give about his discipline and how he do a work in geography. Now, talking about the scope of geography. The scope of geography can be broadly classified as scope of geography as a discipline, and second one, scope of geography in its professional way. Yes, so we must understand that each and every discipline, same as the case of geography, it should be considered in two different aspects. So the first way, that is the scope of geography as a discipline, refers to what are the possibilities in which a geographer learning the available geographical knowledge can describe or explore new knowledge and add to the existing pool of geographical knowledge. So in this way, a geographer, by learning all the geographical skills and knowledges, can explore, can come with his new thoughts, his new concepts, theories, ideas, models, etc., which will be added to the existing pool of geographical knowledge. And the second way is how These learned geographical knowledge and skill can be best applied to earn a livelihood. So there is a difference between professional knowledge and academic knowledge. Yes, and a good geographer is the person who can have a balance of these two skills. So a geographer who can find a good scope in his academic discipline as well as his professional career can have a good scope in his future. So, while talking about academic research, while studying a discipline and undergoing any degree, we have two way of learning. One, to learn the existing knowledge which we get from theory papers, practical papers, and the second option is the way how the learned knowledge are applied to solve certain real world problems. So what we call as academic research. So a student undergo two-way training in which he will study papers related to different aspects of geography, and he will do certain research oriented work in which he will be applying his theoretical knowledge. Yes. So we are talking about academic research work which is undergone by different geographers during their different degrees of attaining educational qualification. Okay, so here when we calculate, I will show you a small calculation which will be very easy to understand how much amount of time we have in our hand and how best we can utilize it for our betterment. Yes, so I'm just sharing my whiteboard. So we will have a short discussion on time and work management for academic research work. So here we go. Time and management for academic research. This is the topic. So in this, we are talking about time duration in which a student enters in his educational learning process. Okay. So as far as geography is concerned, geography is taught at degree level, what we call it as B. We have BA in geography, as well as we also have BSc geography. A student who is entering in a degree or bachelor course for geography, he will be spending minimum 3 years. Okay? He will be undergoing a course for 3 years in which he will be having an option of learning different aspects or different branches of geography as a theoretical in its theoretical and practical aspect, as well as an option of doing research in which he will be using some of his geographical knowledge. Yes. So it is a routine that in this 3 years, in the final year, student is supposed to submit a research document and which we call it as a project. Yes. So normally in most of the universities, we call it as the research document is termed as project. Okay. Yes. So this is how a student entered in his academic discipline oriented knowledge. Knowledge way he can gain his geographical knowledge. So in this first disciplinary oriented degree course, a student is undergoing 3 years degree course for attaining his bachelor degree. Yes. After attaining his bachelor degree, the next step is having a post graduation degree. So what we name it as MA, and it is also we also have MSc geography. So this MA or MSc geography is meant for 2 years. 2 years. Yes. And during this degree also, student is supposed to present a research document which is termed as dissertation. Yes. So now, if suppose after attaining this MSc Geography, if a student wants to have higher education, student has another option of going for MPhil in geography. This is for 2 years. Yes. Here also a research document is to be submitted to the department as a part of his course. It is also termed as higher to this degree. We have PhD. We have MPhil and PhD can be done as a part-time and a full-time. So we are talking here about full-time because we have to calculate the minimum amount of years what we have in our academic. Yeah. So while calculating full-time scholars, in PhD we have 3 years in which a student is supposed to submit his research document. So full-time scholar, I'm again talking about full-time scholar. A full-time scholar will have 3 years of his research work, and in which he will be submitting a research document which is named as thesis. Yes, so once again I am repeating, I am trying to calculate the shortest duration of academic life or academic research in which a student has an opportunity to do a research work. Okay, so based on the degree level courses, we have these kind of shortest time calculation. Apart from this, there are certain other courses also, for example, MSc, then we have MTech. Yes, so there is a slight deviation for such courses, but normally there is a normal trend in which a student attain his bachelor degree, post-graduation degree, and higher studies. Okay, so this is how academic research works is conducted related to the academic discipline oriented geographical studies. Now, when we calculate here, a student, a normal student who is attaining a regular and a continuous process of his academic life, he will be undergoing 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, totally, that student will have academic. Yes. So, do you think 10 years is more than enough to have a special area of specialization, or 10 years is more than enough to have hands-on experience for a dream job in which you want to be placed? I think it is enough. Yes. So let us see how we can utilize this academic research time to the maximum to attain our dream job. Yes. So before that, we have to see how best we can do a research in this academic period of time. So talking about research, while studying about research methodology, you would have come across several classifications, several definitions of research, etc. Yes. So I'm not going in detail about that, but according to me, research works can be broadly classified into 3 ways based on disciplinary research, other is multi research, and trans. So irrespective of purpose, etc., leave about such theoretical classification. In practical, if you want to have an optimal utilization of your academic research work, if you want to have a specialized area in which you have to do a research work, always think in terms of these three classifications. So the first classification, that is disciplinary research, in which a single discipline oriented research will be carried out. Then, so here, for example, a geographer can have a research work which is mainly devoted to geographical aspects. Okay, so as a geographer, we know in what and all aspects we can do a research work. So whatever research is conducted, it will be evaluated or assessed within the geographical discipline. Okay, now the next kind of research work is which have involvement of different aspects from more than one discipline. Okay, so whenever we do a research work, it will include aspects or concepts which have multidisciplinary characteristics. For example, when a geographer is doing any study related to environment, it can be a wetland related study, it can be a ecosystem related study, it can be of forest related study. So whatever study, if he is doing with environmental aspect of a part of Earth or Earth as a whole, he will be indirectly involving geographical as well as environmental science oriented aspects. Yes, so there emerged the importance of involvement of two disciplinary research. Yes, so here a geographer cannot complete his research work within a limitation of his geographical discipline, because in some aspects or in some situation, geographer has to concern about the study of a particular phenomena in the environmental science background also. Yes. So here the main difference between geography and environmental sciences: in geography, we study about environmental aspect in its spatial pattern. Yes. Whereas environmental science is purely a science which deal with environmental characteristics and less bothered about spatial distribution. So a good geographer will find it a good scope to combine the aspects of geography as well as environmental science to have a better output for his research work. Yes. So here, when a student is undergoing a research work in which he is taking care of more than two disciplinary or oriented concepts or characters, such kind of research are referred to as multidisciplinary research. So here, two disciplinary aspects oriented research. Yes. Yes. Now, what is transdisciplinary research? In transdisciplinary research, we will be engaged in certain kind of research which will bring out a result which have characteristics of different disciplinary aspects. That is, a combination of different disciplinary aspects can be viewed in the result generated. Yes, for example, we develop information system. Yes, decision support system, DSS. Yes, all these are kind of transdisciplinary research which are the end product of any concrete research work in any aspect of study. Yes, so here, while applying GIS and remote sensing techniques, etc., we can develop certain output which will give the wide characteristics of phenomena under study and which can be used for further research work also. So when we generate information system or DSS, decision support system, yes, so resource management information system, etc. All these systems are nothing but a system or an output which have different or multi characteristics of phenomena which are governed by different disciplinary aspects. Okay, so here transdisciplinary research means uh, mixed characteristics or characteristics based output, mixed characteristics characteristics of phenomena derived from multidisciplinary studies. So for the best example is we generate any information system, forest management information system or river basin management information system, or otherwise it is also called as integrated river management system. All such kind of information system is an example of this transdisciplinary research. Yes. So here I already discussed how we can calculate the minimum available academic research time for a geographer, as well as how you have to consider research while doing academic research work. Yes. So when we combine this, we can find that. Now here itself, I will do that. So I will give you certain example by which we can have a proper combination of time as well as work to be done. So in the case of degree, where a student is undergoing a bachelor degree course in geography for 3 years, he can have or he can utilize 3 years for his academic research work. So by the first year itself, a student can have a good motivation, a good focused way of doing a research work. It is 100% sure that a beginner will not have a good idea of what to do in academic research work, but a courses like this, which is provided by Kannur University, will help you to better understand in what way you have to carry out your academic life and how to utilize your academic research work opportunity. Yes, so at this stage, if a guide or if a teacher or if a mentor can guide a student to focus his academic research work according to his career or his dream job, then the student can best utilize his academic research opportunity. So here I will give you a best example. In this first degree, that is BSc or BA degree, a student can go for disciplinary approach. Yes, he can go for disciplinary approach. He can go for disciplinary approach in which he can have geography aspect related study. Yes, so here I'm just deleting it. It will be available for you. I will show this video or I will send this video later. So here he can have, for example, if a student is concentrating in a single area and studying different aspects of that single area, he can have a systematic way of academic research work. So in the first stage, when he is in the bachelor degree course, he can go for, I'm taking an example of river basin, which will be very helpful for you to understand what is the management plan, what I am going to suggest for you. So in the first year, he can have a study on title geographical appraisal of. I'm taking an example of a big river basin from Kannur itself. So, yes, so this is a good example of how you can do a generalized or a simple way of research work in your academic research. Yes, now now in the second case, while entering MSc Geography, the same student can carry out next level of his academic research work for the same river basin. So if he is concentrating his research work on the same area, Valapatnam River Basin, in the first year itself, that is first degree level itself, he would have a macro level study of Valapatnam River Basin, which will give him a generalized character, information about generalized characteristics of river basin, its positive and negative factors, etc. Yes, later on, while undergoing PG course, that is MA or MSc Geography, he can undergo another research work which can be utilized for classification, or he can also go for hydrology and I'm writing it in short, Valapatnam River Basin. Yes, so this topic has multidisciplinary aspects. Hydrology is utilized in this topic. Environmental science will be utilized in this topic. So a geographer can have his multidisciplinary view to study the hydrological and environmental aspects of Valapatnam River Basin. Yes. After attaining his PG, if he is going for MPhil for 2 years, yes, MPhil for 2 years, he can go for another research work. But here also, what he has to do, he has to concentrate his study on water river basin, then a river basin related study in which he will be utilizing his multidisciplinary aspects. So here he already covered uh, that is hydrology and environmental. In the next topic for this MPhil, he can select another topic, that is he can take of in Patna River Basin. Yes, so here he is also going in micro level study. So he will be conducting study on highlighting or bringing out or mapping various aspects of natural and human resources available in Valapatnam River Basin. So it will give him a wide aspect of knowledge in aspects of characteristics related to Valapatnam River Basin. Now, at the last stage, when a student is entering in his PhD course, so if he is a full-time scholar, he will be having 3 years in his hand. If he is a part-time scholar, he will be having minimum 6 years in his hand. Yes. So for this 3 years, he can do a transdisciplinary research in the same area based on which he will be deriving or bringing out certain new input. Yes. So here in the PhD level, he can go for a research work in which he will be able to generate river Patnam River Basin. Yes. So this has a transdisciplinary characteristic. Now, whatever I told you, you can clearly identify that in all these academic degrees, a student concentrated in a single area, which is called as Valapatnam River Basin. But in each degree, he had studied different aspects of that same area. Yes, so with this, a systematic work management, a student can have specialized study on water resource related management. So if suppose anybody is asking a particular student about characteristics of Valapatnam River Basin, he will be able to express it clearly. What are the aspects which are highlighting or related to environmental, hydrological, other issues? He will be able to answer that, as well as what are the aspects which are to be concerned while involving any policy or planning for integrated river basin management. He will not only be able to answer the basic issues, policy, prospects, etc., but also he can put forward his output as integrated river management system or integrated Valapatnam River Basin Information System. So that is the actual achievement of a student, which can be developed through proper time and work management. Yes, so this is what I want to share with you. Always we should have a proper time and work management for our academic studies, and in terms of academic research work, it is very important for a geographer to have a perfect plan to implement while doing a research work. Now just calculate your age. uh, on average, a student who is entering in a degree course, he will be of 18 years. Yes, 18, 19, 20. So if suppose you are taking 19, 19, 20, 21. So by the age of 21 years, that student will be attaining his degree, BSc or BA course. Then when he joins PG, yes, when he joins PG, so after 21, then 21, 22, 23. At the age of 23, he will be attaining his MA or MSc PG level course. After that, 2 years, that is 23, 24, 25. At the age of 25, he will be attaining his MPhil degree. Then, if he is undergoing PhD course, for 3 years as a full-time research scholar with JRF, if he is able to get his stipend. So after 25, 26, 27, 28, so at the age of 28 or 29, just calculate it like that, he will be able to have a PhD degree. Now after PhD also we can continue our research work in the form of PDF scholars, where the same can be used for proper implementation of planning or assessment of planning and proposals related to water resource management system. So here or there also the scholar can select the same area. Yes. So with this way, a scholar can best utilize his academic life, and based on his proper time and work management based academic research work he can not only, here you have to always remember the fact that with a proper planned research, that to academic research, a student or a young geographer not only attain degree, he can have hands-on experience of techniques or the concepts to be used while doing research work, plus specialized area, what I just explained now, specialized area plus, yes, dream job. Yes. So before planning about our academic research work, before planning how to utilize our academic life, first we have to finalize, or first we have to fix what is my dream job. Yes, what kind of job I want to be in. Yes, after having a proper idea of what kind of job I want to do, then only we have to decide for this aspect. Everyone is not of same IQ, not of same interest of having a higher study. Yes, some will be happy in settling their life by attaining a degree course and joining any public service office. Yes, so according to their wish, they have to divert it. So don't go for a higher study or attain PG before attaining that job. So those who want to go for public servant jobs, try to finish your degree, at the same time try to clear any competitive exam, get a job, and then go for your higher studies to attain PG, etc. Yes, those who want to go for for teaching post, yes, for school teaching, etc. It's my suggestion, after completing your B.Ed, sorry, BSc or BA, go for B.Ed for 2 years and then get a post or get a job and then continue your higher studies. Yes. At the same time, those who want to go for their college teaching, yes, to become an assistant professor, for those people, what you have to do, after completing your degree, don't go for BA, directly go for PG, and then before completing your PG, get your NET qualification or JRF, and then go for assistant post. And it's my advice, complete your course or complete your academic life and then enter in a job, because otherwise it will be a very complicated work for you to balance your job as well as academic career. So in that case, you will be slightly confused. So before attaining or entering in your job, first you complete your academic life. Yes. So those who want to fetch assistant professor job or a job in college or universities, first try to complete or finish or attain your PhD degree and then go for your studies. Yes, but if suppose in your life you have a situation to earn a livelihood and then do your academic work, then its best option is to have your net, enter in a job, and do your part-time PhD. Yes, so those who want to go for college teaching and those who want to become scientists, for those people, higher education is compulsory. So they are supposed to go in a particular system. Yes. So here, after MA, you have another option of integrated PhD. Yes. So for this integrated PhD, we have 5 years in which we can attain both MPhil and PhD degree. Option is left to you. Yes. So first you have to think which area you are comfortable or which area you feel better to work with. Yes. So in geography, we have different aspects in which we can work. A techie or a buji, he can go for geospatial technology based specialization. So from his degree level itself, he should focus his academic research in such a way that at the time of interview, he can have a good source to show them hands-on experience along with his qualification degree. Yes, so that he has to keep in mind. Similarly, a person who is interested in water resource management or he want to do a job or as a scientist in any water related research institute, or a person who want to have a job in college and university teaching as assistant professor with a chance or with a will or wish to continue research work, he can go for water resource management system or any other with a proper sequence of time and management as I discussed here. Yes. So with this, I just want to give you an idea that time is very precious. It will not be refunded or you can't receive it back. Yes, once gone, it is gone. So it is in our hand how best we can utilize our time. So we are very blessed to have geography, and I am very proud to say that I am a geographer. Similarly, we have to satisfy our dream, and we have to attain our academic degree also. So based on this concept, whatever I told, please keep it in your mind. Have a good framework of time and work management. Each and every person is unique. My job and my requirement will be entirely different from another person. So we should not compare others with our work plan. We have to frame our work plan, and we have to manage our time according to our circumstances. Yes. So individually, you sit for some time, plan your time. That means how much time will you take to complete your academic life, and then based on this academic life and based on your hands-on experience, what kind of job you can attain. To attain that job, what you have to do and in what time limit you have to complete your task. Yes. So with this, I am winding up my section, and I hope this class was very useful for you. And if you need any clarification, you can contact me. I am giving my phone number and email ID with this video. Hope it will be very useful. And if you have any suggestion related to this, please feel free to discuss with me, and it will be added advantage for me to think further and to update my views and in form of videos, etc. So I hope I will have a good contact with you, and I hope that my video or my thoughts will be useful in your life. Thank you.